for coming back to watch another video. In this video, I'll explain to you my experience with being a stay-at-home mom and a military wife. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, so y'all, I was pregnant with twins. Y'all, if y'all didn't watch that story time, just click the link right here and then it'll be there and then you can watch it. So okay, whatever, I was pregnant, I had the babies. Before I actually had and I'm getting ready, so before I actually had the twins, I stopped working like 2 months before I had them. So I didn't return back. I already knew that we were moving to North Carolina, Fort Bragg area, so it didn't make sense for me to go back to work. I had them in May, then we moved in September, so it didn't really make sense, you know, just to go back to work. So let's fast forward. So I knew I was preparing like every single day. Okay, so my husband stayed with me because he was in Korea for a year, so he got to come back for 3 weeks after I had the twins. 3 weeks. 2 of the weeks I was sick in the hospital, so we only really got to spend like 1 week together. And then he had to go back to Korea for his job. So then during that time, I just had family come over every day, and my family would watch the babies while I took like a 2-3 hour nap every single day. So I was like, good, and that was a big help because I was not used to having babies. I'm just saying, like, I needed all the help that I could get. So my husband came back in August because I had to have hernia surgery. So he came back, and then from there he had to go back again and then come back again, and then eventually we moved to North Carolina. So we moved to North Carolina. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, this is a new beginning. I'm gonna find me, a good job, because I was a stay-at-home mom, but I wanted to eventually find a job, so I'm like, yeah, things will be good, blah blah blah. Y'all, when I got there, I started to feel so depressed. Like, it was just horrible because, like, I packed up, moved away from family, friends, and then it was just me and 4-month-old twins. So, well, and then my husband as well, but he was in the Army, so he had to work. So literally all day it would just be me and them. And it was just like, it used to get to the point like, y'all, I'm just saying, I was looking a hot mess every day. I had to do my hair, I had to do my makeup, I just had a bonnet on. I used to just have pajamas on, just really looking a mess. And I was so exhausted from taking care of those 2 babies, 4-month-olds, to the point like I could barely keep the house together. Like, I was a horrible stay-at-home mom at that time. Like, newborn babies plus trying to do everything, it was just too much. So it started to cause, friction within the marriage, because my husband, I was exhausted, I was tired. He used to often get off work from the Army 14-hour shifts, I believe. And he used to come and have to cook and clean up the kitchen, and he would complain about that because he didn't get the concept of, oh, you're staying home, like, what are you doing? I was exhausted. That's what I was doing. So anyway, like, y'all, it was just so bad. It was horrible. I started to get depressed because I'm the type of person that's used to having my own income, my own job. I like to have my own money, even though, many people say, if you're married, you have one income. It's one. But for me, I get that, but I also like to have my own identity as well, because you could be married and have your own identity. So, y'all, it was bad. It was a lot of arguing. It was a lot of sleepless nights, sleep training. We tried that with the twins. It didn't work. Just overall, being a stay-at-home mom and a military wife, it made me very depressed, to be honest. I was so depressed. I was often like sad and just like blah, And then a year later, I found a job. So then I was able to work. So that was good. But just initially, like, y'all, it would be some day, okay, we did everything in the living room. Like, and then I didn't take advantage of, like, how people say, when the baby sleep, you sleep. In my mind, I couldn't grasp that because I'm like, what if something happened and I'm asleep, or I'm in a deep sleep, or whatever the case is. So I was literally always tired. It was never any time for like me and my husband. Well, it was like if we made time, because my mom eventually, she moved down to help us out, which was good. But that was great, because she actually came to North Carolina, packed up and came from Wisconsin to North Carolina to help us. So I appreciate that, because that was literally like all the help we had, still is right now to this day. She's like all the help that we actually have. And that's why, like, sometimes, you know, it sounds good, it sounds great to have another kid, but the way help set up, no. Like, it's just not, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, and I'm a firm believer in that. But nowadays, like, you can barely trust people with your kids. So yeah, so just, you know, being a stay-at-home mom, y'all, literally, I used to stay at home so much to the point, like, my husband used to get off and I'm like, let's go to Walmart. And I'll be in here, you know, in the bathroom doing this. So I can get cute just to go to Walmart. Then I used to go to Walmart, or I used to go to Dollar Tree. And what else I used to do? I was just depressed, so I always shopped. Like, that was my number one thing, just shop, shop, shop. Then I got myself a new car. You know, I was just like all over the place there. But Fort Bragg area, like, if you were ever going there, if you're in the military, like, I'm gonna tell you now, like, for me and my experience, it was horrible. Like, it was nothing barely to do. You had to drive away, you know, to like Raleigh, Charlotte, stuff like that, to even like have fun. Even though me and my husband made the best of it, like, we used to go to the movies, out to eat. Like, come on now. Fort Bragg had like one mall. It wasn't what I'm used to. I'm used to more of a city, more of like fast paced, and it was very slow paced, very country in areas, you know, didn't have sidewalks or anything like that. So I can definitely say my time as a stay-at-home mom and a military wife, it wasn't the best. But me looking back on it now, it could have been better on my end, on, you know, the relationship. So yeah, and it could have been better. Definitely could have been better. And if I could do it all over again, y'all, I really would do it all over, because that taught me a lot. It taught me that I actually had patience. I have a lot of patience when it comes to anything, and especially like dealing with the twins. Like, yeah, I used to literally get up, wake up 6 times a night, every single night. That's probably where I developed these bags from. But yes, every single night I used to wake up, because both babies, they used to get about 3 times a night, you know, because they was on bottles. And then it started to get a little better. Well, not really. They're 3 now, and they still wake up once out the night. So yeah, I'm just like a walking zombie half the time. But yeah, if you want to hear more story times or anything, let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye. It's alright, 'cause you're all mine, baby.